Hello, everyone. This is Wunmi Sotu. You're welcome to Bloom with Wunmi, where I'm interviewing female leaders from different walks of lives. Some are leaders in the corporate world, in business, or leaders in the community. These women are sharing their stories of leadership so that we can learn and become better leaders and also raise upcoming leaders. With me today is Tonia Etukudoh. I'm so glad to have you in the room. Tonia is the director, one of the directors of Global Resources Nigeria. Welcome, Tonia.
Thank you very much for me. It's so nice to be here.
Yeah, it's a privilege to have you. Okay, could you just tell us a little about yourself?
Okay, so I'm a female entrepreneur in Nigeria. I am one of the directors of Global Resources and also a partner of a company that holds the brand of Schindler Elevators in Nigeria. We are the sole distributors of Schindler Elevator. And I'm also the creative director behind the brand House of Ore. It's a fashion business that basically style corporate women, and also I also have a photo outlet as well. Basically, that is what I do. But beyond that, I'm a woman with purpose. I'm a woman that understands that there needs to be a voice for the next generation of the African child. And whatever I do now will leave the mark, whether good or bad, for the next generation. So, but I choose to do the good part so that I will inspire others to be like, to be able to aspire more. I'm a woman that loves to dream wider. If you enter my space, my head, my dreamland, I always say that in the dreamland, there is no vacuum, that there's no limitation, right? You don't have to pay for the plot of land. So you can acquire, is either you dream as large as 16 acres of land, or you dream as little as a half plot of land. The choice is yours. So with that philosophy of mine, I just go ahead and dream extremely very wide because
I love that. Thank you very much for sharing that about yourself. It's so interesting to me to hear that. And actually, having when did we even start connecting? Just a few weeks ago, I can say that I've experienced that about you. Just that big dream thing, and just push that person, say, you know what, you can do this, and just keep dreaming and going for your dreams and your goals. So yeah, thank you very much for sharing that with us again. I can see that you love to do a lot of things, and you talk about who you are. So how has this your values and your purpose and things, what you hold dear, how have you been able to align this with your day-to-day leadership and just even running a business and who you are? Because as a leader, authenticity is very, very critical. So how are you able to be authentic by aligning your values? I want to share that with us.
Okay, before I share my value, I want to talk about my mom, because everything I have started to use today, or everything I've started basically with in my career journey, all of them I learned them from my mom. My mom was a business, she's late now, by the way, but she was a businesswoman, but the type of businesswoman that her environment did not allow her blossom. But against all odds, she strived to be better. She was selling oranges when my father met her, and my father asked her to stop because she started giving birth, and my father wanted her to be a full housewife. Being a good wife, she stopped and she was at home. Then one day it occurred to her that one of the things she loved to do is making candies. She said, okay, if I will be at home, I can make candies. And she started to make candies. After a month, she employed other housewives around her to make candies with her. And she began to distribute candies around. Before she died, she built a house from making candies. So it boils down to me, wherever I find myself, even if what I'm aspiring for is not available now, I will find something doing till I get to my destination, right? So one of the values that I hold dear is never keep yourself idle. Never keep your mind idle, never keep your hands idle. If you can engage both of them, you will see that the sky will be your limit, because if you are not idle, the mind is constantly being engaged, you are betting, you are gaining ideas, you are gaining milestones, you are beginning to see that you can do stuff that are beyond your normal ideology, just because you are not idle. 2, integrity. Integrity matters to me a lot. I believe that what is mine, and I don't need to take another person's own to add to mine to be satisfied. And that's also layer onto contentment for me, because I find that especially in the career industry, basically they say it's like dog eat dog kind of thing. I don't believe in that. Wherever I am, if I have any feedback that I need to give to my people that are working with me or my teammates or my team lead, I will go ahead and do it. I don't have to go and stab them behind their back. So integrity is important for me. Contentment is also very important for me. I celebrate others when they get their big goals. Like, I'm so happy for them, but I don't want to, there's no iota of envy in me that okay, why is that person getting it and I'm not the one getting it? And it also helped me, because I've seen that had helped me build solid things, because every department that I'd worked with, if I leave to go to another department, the new leaders always sent me a love note that you have a formidable team. I've received like 3 or 4 of that kind of notes. So it means that I'm doing something right with my team. And those values are very dear to me. Don't find yourself idle. Don't let your mind be idle. Integrity and contentment. It's very important. And the icing on the cake for me is loyalty.
Loyalty. Wow. Thank you very much. I know you've shared some stories in between of how, talk about how this has worked out for you. But I want to share, for example, how loyalty, contentment, how those things have helped you as you led, right? I want to just a small story about that.
Okay, let me give you a story about how I became a partner in the firm, the Schindler firm. It was about loyalty. I was working, he was the principal owner, is my team lead, was my team lead in my former company. And we worked together for 6 years, and when he was going after this particular brand, he told me, I need someone to run this new race with me. Are you interested? I was his first choice, so I said, oh, as at that time, this was in 2015, my heart wasn't gearing towards that angle. Like, I could own a business that it's internationally known. That has not, I'm a crazy dreamer, but I've not dreamed to that extent, And I'm like, okay, let me think about it. So I went home, I spoke with my husband, and he was like, yes, this is a good thing. I have my power circle friends as well. I spoke to them, and everybody they were sharing me up that, yes, go for it, take it, go. And he asked, what am I bringing to the table? That's another thing. What am I bringing to the table? I brought my expertise to the table. He has seen me work. He has seen the way I go about project after project, delivering them. So he knows that he needs those things with him. So I made myself valuable while I was a team member, to ensure that he succeeded as a team lead. So those values, those values that I gave as a team member spoke for me, because it made me outstanding. So when he was thinking of who to run with, he thought about me. And that gave me I became a shareholder, not just a partner, a shareholding partner in this firm.
Oh, thank you very much. And when you were talking, many times we talk about leadership and people look at, oh, you have to have a big name, a role, or like a title to your name to really be a leader. But now you're telling us about even when you were just a team member, you showing the leadership skills, because leadership actually starts from self-leadership. Before you can lead yourself, before you can lead other people. So you show those qualities in yourself, aligning your values to how you did your work, and it made you stand out. Wow, and that is very interesting because of how you did your work, because of you aligning your values to your everyday life, your leadership, the way you, even being a follower, a team member, it's made you stand out, and and that is critical. Thank you very much. You are in a very unique kind of business.
Yes.
And I'm sure you face risks every day, and I'm very sure of that, right? I know that risk taking and really handling risk is very important for leaders, because the team members or the followers are really looking up to you to give them direction in the face of the unknown. So how can you just share some? So how have you been able to really face risk taking, and how has that worked for you?
Okay, 2020, before the 2020, yes, 1st of June 2020, precisely, I took a leap. I left a very comfortable job and I joined my partner fully, and it was a high risk because I left a very comfortable job that have all the job securities that any person will desire, but I took a risk and said, you know what, let's go. I left everything and started all over again. And that has been one of the drives that gives me the push to take further risk. Because of the business that we do, sometimes we face policy risk, sometimes we face currency risk, sometimes we face even value risk, because some of the clients will want to push you to an extent that you want to give them inferior quality. And if you do not hold your value high esteem, you don't place a premium on your value, they will push you to want to give them something lesser. That is one. It became a known fact that is either we give this particular quality or no. Because the clients will be like, what about if I remove XYZ? Will the price be cheaper? The client is not aware of the safety aspect of that XYZ that he wants to remove or she wants to remove. We are in the better place to tell them that you are not to do that. And we risk losing that client because there are other brands that are ready to go even beyond that for the client, right? So if we hold on to our value like we are holding on to, we do not have the liberty of having all kinds of clients. So we only have the few clients that enjoy security, that enjoy safety, that enjoys beautiful things and are willing to pay for it. That's one. Two, policy. We could give a client a price today, and in the next day, the dollar rate is crazy. And meanwhile, you stuck your neck out for this client that, oh, this client wants this particular brand, and this is what we are giving the client. But the exchange rate is not friendly. You've already sealed this, especially when the client has given you the LOA, the letter of award. How do you go back to tell this client there's a currency issue immediately? Because sometimes some of this LOA has no fluctuation. That means that you cannot come back to say there's a change in currency, right? So we have to look for other ways to ensure that we satisfy our clients. So that means that we have to look for how to work with the banks to give us, I don't want to mention what it is, but we look for how to get it. And that's a risk on its own because the client has a deadline of submission. And asking the bank to do the formats that they will do that we accommodate our flow, it will take another 3 to 4 weeks. So you're taking a risk of not delivering on time. And you don't have control over the shipping companies because all of these products are imported, So you stand the risk of not delivering on time. You stand the risk of losing fund if you are not careful. So it has to be a well-calculated risk before you go ahead and say, yes, I'm taking on this project, putting in consideration the policy risk, the shipment risk, and the production risk. Do you see? So that's one. And the second one is that I introduced just last year, hiring administrative staffs that do not have the big qualification, but have good soft skills. I'm very big on soft skills because I believe that if you do not have soft skill and people management skill, then it doesn't matter the level of certificates you have, you cannot be a leader. So, and one of our values here, one of our mission here is every team lead is a potential leader. So I took the risk of bringing in people that the world will say they are not qualified, but they have good people skill, they have good soft skill. And that changed the movement of the administrative staffs because we began to see that after 6 months, we began to see a huge turnaround in that aspect. So I didn't go with what is known, with everybody. I decided to take a risk by going on the less traveled road. Oh, have I burnt my hand? Yes. Yes, I have burnt my hand. But I believe that the success rate is higher than the hand burning rate. So that's a good one.
Thank you for talking about the hand burning. Yeah, I think that's how life is. And that will take me to asking you about mistakes. We all make them, right? We all make mistakes. Right. Yeah, and I'm sure you've had your own good share of mistakes.
Yes.
And as a leader, right, we're going to make mistakes because we're not perfect. And even as a leader, doesn't mean that you're the one that knows the most in the company of who you're leading. Right. So as leaders, when we make mistakes or when you made mistake, how are you able to bounce back from those mistakes? How did you handle it? And what are some lessons you learned from the mistakes that you've made?
Okay. First thing I do when I make a mistake is to own it. So I don't project a perfect person to my teammates. That's not how we work. I own it and I apologize. And we brainstorm together on how to find a solution. I'll give you a very quick example. There was a project that one of my team members went to take measurement for, and he made an error with the measurement. We ordered the lift and there was an error in the measurement. So we need to order more. Thank God it's something that you can order more to include the remaining parts. So we did not lie to the client. And I did not say is my team member to the client. I went heads on to the client and said, this is what we have done. To the client, it's a we. When we get inside, we will identify who did it and then know how to solve it. But to the client is we. To an outsider is we. It doesn't matter who made the error. It is we. It's a collective effort. The same way it's a collective effort when a salesman closes a deal. So the mistakes too is we. Right? So I told the client that, see, this is what it is, and I proved a solution. This is what we will do. Please give us time. And thank God the client understood and gave us more time. We came back to the office, we brainstormed about it. How will this not reoccur? Because it's a costly mistake. It costs us several thousands of dollars. right? Oh, did we impose that on the person? No, because he had done more than 10 measurements that are correct. So it means that something was wrong. So we needed to do a sort of investigation on him. Are you okay that day? You know, something like to check what he was, the mood he was in before he went for that measurement, so that such mistakes will not repeat. So we had to bring in someone to talk to them about mistakes, you know, so that he doesn't feel so bad that he will develop a phobia for going to take measurements in the space of doing that and then making more mistakes. You see. So we all came back to the round table after the coach that came in to talk to them. So how do we solve this problem? We began to look for how to solve it. Even the accountants were involved. We have to look for where we have enough fund, you know, that we can layer on that to cover up this. Now, in so doing, we are building a bonding team. It's not just the winning. It's not just, oh, it's your head, you are the one in charge of measurement and that's it. If there's a problem, it's our problem. Everybody will come together, bring the solution, and then submit it to the team head. That, okay, this is our solution. What do you think? Are you approving this? And they will defend the solution, right? So mistakes can be from anybody. But how we solve the issue behind the mistake, it is what will help us curb that mistake from reoccurring. And how we handle it will either make our staffs be loyal to us, staying with us, or when they have just a little bit figure above what they are earning, they want to put out.
Wow, that is beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing that. So when I'm just listening to you, I can hear that the first thing about mistake is to own it. Don't try to give excuse, don't try to point fingers, you own it. As a first thing, own the mistake to yourself, to the team members, or even to the other clients. Then two, you find a solution. So now, okay, this is what happened. What can we do? You want to find a solution to that. So yeah, like the brainstorming part of this. And then also even like walking backwards. Okay, why did this happen? What happened? What went wrong? And you're doing that not because you just want to point finger, but because you want to make sure that it doesn't happen a second time. Because you know, when mistake happened the first time, yeah, it's a mistake. But if it keeps happening, then it's no more mistake.
It's not.
It's almost intentional,
Absolutely.
Right? So yeah, so putting things in place, steps in place, so that this will not happen again. I wouldn't even know that if you don't take a step backwards and say, okay, let's recalculate what happened. Right, and I really, really liked you talking about that. So then I think talking about the people, and I love the fact that the example you gave made the team bonded better, right? Because the person involved feels like, okay, I'm not just a number to this company, I'm a person, and they really care about who I am. I think as leaders, we need to really take remember that the people we are leading, they are humans. And think about them, put them first, and they will become loyal. I know some people not to be loyal, but at least you've done your own part, right? Yes. So thank you very much about that mistake. Own it, find solution, try to see what happens so it won't happen again, and like help the team to grow through that, to come out better. Wow, that is so interesting. I really love it. Thank you. Yeah, so I really love the way you talked about your team and managing different people. And I know you manage diverse people, the highly skilled, the less skilled, to your clients that from different walks of life and educational background. And, you know, so how do you manage these people? Because you're going to need different skills, right? Somebody that is highly skilled and somebody that is not skilled, maybe very low education. So how do you actually manage these people?
Okay, the first thing that I do is understand that everybody, first of all, deserve the right to be heard. It doesn't matter your education level, it doesn't matter your qualification, it doesn't matter your societal status. Everybody deserves to be heard. So I pay attention when they are talking. It doesn't matter who you are, I pay attention, I listen. I make you feel that you are part of us.
Wow.
So that has been like one of my secrets. Like you see them coming to me with, they can give me gist because I make them feel like a human being, as it should be. You know, there's no that high nose thing that, oh no, you can't come. There's no barrier that you can come close to me because I'm the top boss. If you are reporting to me or in that radar, you have access to me. You can come to me. You can talk to me. And when I'm talking to you, I'm respectful in talking to you. Every human being deserves to be respected. It's important we respect people. It doesn't matter if you are the one paying their salary. Yes, you are paying their salary, yes, but respect them. They are human beings, right? So, and dealing with people, it's difficult. It's more difficult dealing with the unskilled workers because sometimes in this part of the world, the mentality, the entitlement mentality tend to crop in. So you need to set boundaries as well. As much as you are open, your door is, I run an open door policy, right? As long as my door is open for you to come in, you also know your boundaries. You know, you also know that you do not step some boundaries. And speaking of this, I remember a very valid, a very particular incident. His wife was ill and he didn't know how to mention it because it's beyond the boundary. He didn't know how to remember. I just saw the way he was behaving and I asked. And we have a policy also, if you are asked, how are you? It is not because we want you to give us a permanent answer. It's because we really want to know how are you. So even if my staff ask me how I am, I say exactly how I feel. You know, so I show that to them to let them know that I'm also human. Some days I might be feeling very okay, 100% pumped. Some days I'm 50% pumped, you know. So I'll let them know that too. So I asked, what is the problem? He said, it's not work related, it's family. So I said, okay, tell me what's the problem? And he mentioned one or two things, you know, and I had to send the person to the admin staffs to take care of that particular need. And you know what that's made, that experience taught me was that even the family need could cause a kind of blockage or a kind of slowdown in productivity at work. And if that is ignored, if that aspect is ignored, you won't get the best part of them. So every staff, even down to our clients, we try as much as possible that they give us the license to do one or two things with their family. And that particular scheme that we use for them has kept some of them loyal to us. In fact, we have a particular client that we are working with now. It's one of the top clients. He had referred 2 of his friends and we are still working with him. We have not even delivered his job. He has referred 2 of his friends because, one, you need to understand that people have needs. And if you can provide solution to their needs, I'm talking about the clients now. If you can provide a solution to their needs, then you'll be in their best book. Why? Because they have a project, yes. They have the finance to fund it, yes. But they can't do it by themselves. So that is why they were contracted in the first place. Do not make them start to run after you to do your job. You see, so if you do not allow that happen, deliver on time. Be honest in your delivery time. Don't give a delivery time that will make them give you the job and then you cannot deliver. Be honest, be realistic in your delivery time. That will not just keep your customers with you, your clients with you. It will make them loyal. They will be your crusader. Your workers will also be your crusaders. Because in our own establishment, everybody is a salesperson. It doesn't matter if you're an admin, because everybody have access to the package of a salesperson. So you see our administrative staff bringing in clients because they know that whatever it is the company has promised, they will get it. That's showing people that if you do more than your normal JD, you can be rewarded for it. So you see them going a step higher, even when you're not asking, because they know that you will treat them with respect, you will treat them with honor, you are concerned about their general well-being, not just the work, right? This is for the staff. I hope I've been able to.
Yeah, thank you
very well.
very much. Wow, managing people, and I just really love the fact that you went to the fact that it's not just that everybody needs to be respected. So I use the word managing, more like leading, but then there's a management part of leadership. There's leadership, there's management, it goes hand in hand. But then understanding that no matter the person's level, who the person is, just giving the person respect.
And they need to be heard.
And respect and heard. And listening is actually one of the core qualities that a leader needs. Being able to listen to your leading. And I like the fact that you spoke about listening and making everybody deserve to be heard, that you listen to them, they know that they are important, that they are human. It is very, 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 very important. Listening, respect, and then make them feel welcome. The other thing you spoke about that I really love was, when you take care of people's, or let me not take care, when you show interest in people's families or things that they're interested in. Different people have different interests. So when a leader or a company decides to show interest in what their staff is interested in, it changes things. You're helping your staff's wife. I know his wife is important to him. And like you said, if he's not happy about what's happening at home, his productivity is going to drop. And of course, that's going to affect the company and you. So I think it's just a thing that is a holistic thing. It's all together. The person that comes to work has his baggage is carrying, the family, the friends, his mindset, everything comes to work together with him. And if you can help at least as much as you can solve the problem that is carrying or show interest. Because sometimes even just showing interest and asking, how are you? I want to know. And the person is free to talk about that. That's one step. That is a big step in helping. Yeah, so thank you very much for sharing that. So McKinsey & Company, one of the leading management consulting firm in the world, in one of their publications, they actually said that the world is in urgent, a critical need of leaders. So, in your own opinion, what can we do to actually help more leaders, especially female leaders, right, to rise up and stand up and take on leadership?
First, I would say we need to create more tables. We need to create more tables. And when you are in the place of power, please leave the door open. Don't shut the door behind you. Right? You walk in through the door and you shut the door so that others cannot come in. Leave it open. And when they ask to be mentored, please mentor them. Lead by example. In your local community, lead by example. In your family, lead by example. Let your children, let your family members see you as a leader, right? You are having influence on them. Let it not be that it's only when you get to work that you show your qualities of a leader. Show it at every space of your life. In your local church or mosque, or whatever you believe in, the local gathering, show your leadership skill. Don't reserve it for only the career part or the business part. Show it in every aspect of your life. you can also volunteer to lead women, men, because the more you share your knowledge, the more you share your idea, the more you tell your story, you are encouraging people. You are helping them not to make the errors that you make, right? You are giving them a stepping stone that they do not need to labor for, that they do not, okay, no, by the way, they labored for it because they gave their time, but they do not need to do all by themselves. They will just step on that and go higher and easier, you know. While moving up the management ladder, I found out that there is this silent saying, even though they don't say it, I came through the hard way, you must come through the hard way too. I don't believe in that. If I have to break the ceiling to get access, I will leave this ceiling open. In fact, when I get access, I'll pull down the whole ceiling. I will not close it back so that others will need to break the ceiling to come, right? So in every aspect of our lives, we need to exhibit our leadership skill, and don't hold back. Do not hold back. If you know you can help, step up, help. Don't hold back. If you need to create table, please do. If you have a business idea that you need to launch it. Don't relent on, don't just do it afraid. You know, yes, you know that there are limitations, but the things that you can find to do immediately, like my mother, do it. Do it, because my mother gave value to other housewives. They began to have their own fund. They began to have their own finance. Growing up, you see them at the end of the year, they are sharing food stuff, they are buying clothes, you know, what they were unable to do, right? And my mom is not educated. My mom is not educated, but she showed forth her leadership skill by employing others and showing them that, you know what, you can sit at home and still earn money. And when you earn money, you can do other things that you desire to do, you know, and keep your, that will keep your mind active. So wherever you find yourself, do not hide your gifts. Do not hide your talent. Use it. Use it to bless people. So we create more leaders. Do not have the mindset of, because you found it tough, you stress yourself, it took you 16 years to get here. When if you see another person that is already 5 years and you can help that person leap over your remaining 11 years, please do. Do not wait for the person to go through that 11 years extra to get to where you are, right? The more we do that, the more we get more leaders. The more we get more leaders, the more the world becomes a better place, because people will begin to lead by example. People will begin to give their best, because the best was actually handed over to them. But if we do not hand over what we know, we will have leaders, wounded leaders that are injured, like a wounded soldier going to a battle, struggling to recover mentally, struggling to recover psychologically, struggling to recover physically, but because of commitment still on the war front. But that such soldier cannot give their best. They cannot give their best. But if that has been prevented from the day one, we'll begin to see innovations, because people will start to give ideas from a place of knowing, from a place of well-thought solutions, right? But if everybody is running after the rat race, that this is how everybody is running all about, we won't get anything tangible. We only have half-baked leaders that will not be able to lead others properly. And it is what you have that you can give, right? Okay.
Wow. Thank you very much. And when you were talking, I was like, wow. One thing I got from one of the things, not one thing, is the fact that you can lead from where you are, using your mom's example. You don't wait till when you are called the manager, or when you are given a position in the community, or when you open up a big business, your business is growing. You know, you start leading from where you are. And everyone, when we take up on leadership, just being an example, being a role model too. You have somebody else that you can actually lead, you can be a role model too. John Maxwell says that leadership is influence. So if you see that it's influence, right, you can start taking your leadership more seriously. And I love that. I think you said before, don't wait when you get to your office before you see your leadership. Start from where you are. Start from home. Start from your streets. Start from your clothes and where you're living, and just show that leadership skill and lead others and be an example for others to follow. Wow, thank you very much, Tonia. Any final words for our viewers today?
Okay, for viewers in business, the policy will always be there. Learn to find your way around the policy. Do not allow the policy deflate you. Find your way around the policy and get it going. Secondly, there is no payment in the dreamland. Dream wide, dream big, because you're not paying rent. Just go ahead and dream. Then come back to reality and begin to act. Do the things that you have immediate control over. And you begin to see that gradually you are gaining ground, you're gaining momentum towards the big dream. So please don't relent and be a good leader to everyone around you. Love people genuinely, respect people, treat people right. And I hope with this few points, you will be able to achieve more in life in short time. Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Tonia. And thank you very much to all our viewers that you have been with us today. And I hope that you've gotten some tips on how to be a better leader, because we want to raise and empower more leaders, especially female leaders. Thank you and God bless. Looking forward to having you again on another episode of Bloom with Wunmi. Take care. God bless. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.